Trying to make sure this works. Okay, so you're actually live. Can anybody see us on YouTube? And YouTube excuse us because this is our first broadcast and we're doing technical stuff here too in the middle of this. So, can anybody see us on YouTube? Ladies?
I hear like crazy echoes all over.
And if you're getting an echo, mute. Anybody looking? If you're with us, welcome to Cryptonairz Around the Clock. You know what time it is. It is time for crypto news, crypto tips, and crypto trends. All right. Thank you. Thanks so much. And thank you for your kindness. Again, some technically almost literate people when it comes to doing YouTube streams. So if you're joining us now live, we appreciate you being here. We're going to attempt within the next half hour to inform you of what's happening in crypto land, in the crypto sphere. I'm Corey. I have with me today as my beautiful co-host, Jen, Money B, and Allison there. The only other person on camera, we're going to get those other two. They're shy, but they're extremely intelligent, and they're going to give you some great information today. So let's talk about what's on everybody's mind. And I think you guys can guess what I'm talking about. What is it?
Regulation.
Regulation. What in the hell is going on with the regulation situation? We got... and you guys know, this is definitely not a political channel. I don't lean Republican normally, but I have to side with the Republicans on this one. What is going on in the crypto sphere with regulation? Let's talk about it. Money be that girl.
Oh, you want me to get fired up with this?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys know, regulation was coming, and that's cool. We were open to that. We were welcoming it. The problem with that is this last minute provision that got slipped into this infrastructure bill that many are saying it's a must-pass bill. The problem with that is the person or the entities that slipped this in obviously have absolutely no idea anything about the technology, cryptocurrency, all the moving parts. So everyone has gotten very fired up this week just with that. They're trying to fix that. And that's I think the amendment from, was it Toomey that you're talking about? But there was another amendment slipped in with that.
We had Warner, Portman.
It was
and Warner. I'm going to attempt
to share revised again.
I think we have an
Yep.
To change the language again today. And this time it added proof of stake, but those aren't the only two consensus mechanisms that exist. And even if you were to list every single one that's currently there, what about what's developed in the future?
Future. You guys see my screen there?
Yeah, I can see.
Like your computer screen?
Oh.
You have the article up?
I do not see that.
Yeah. Oh, I might want to hit this first, but that could be well. Was an article from the Washington Post. Let's see. This was an article from the Washington Post that we found. Or one of. You see it now? Hopefully you do.
There we go.
It's the Washington Post article that says cryptocurrency. Yeah. Okay, it's slow, but here The cryptocurrency brawl bogs down the infrastructure bill as Yellen and the White House fight changes. We already know Janet Yellen is a stranger to the crypto world and not a friend of it for certain. Moneybee was talking about how many of these people are maybe past the age of 70 or 70 plus that have no idea about cryptocurrency, how it works, and don't seem to have a willingness to learn about how it works. What made this so bad too is that Biden even weighed in on it, and he jumped in. The first paragraph there, the Biden administration jumped into this. They're pushing back against the last minute effort by a bipartisan group to limit the proposal in the infrastructure bill to increase federal regulation of cryptocurrencies. So we did want regulation. I don't think anybody anticipated that it was going to be this. So one reason that obviously everybody feels that they're getting in, just trying to the infrastructure bill is because there's a huge deficit. There's a huge infrastructure bill that somebody has to pay for. Originally, the Biden team said that they wanted, rich folks to pay their fair share. I had nothing against that. I think that we all should. But now it seems like that wasn't very popular with a lot of the lobbyists and some of the other folks. And so now it seems like this is a kind of, let's do a quick money grab. Let's get it from cryptocurrency. What are people's thoughts on that?
From the common man another way.
They were always going to come for crypto. Everyone expected that. We should be paying our taxes anyway. It sucks, but it is what it is. That's a whole nother topic. I just don't think that it belongs in infrastructure bill. I realize technically in a very broad landscape, you could say it's related to infrastructure, but it's very broad. You have things that need to be roads, the environment, all these things should be included. They are part of infrastructure, but why not take the time instead of rushing it through in a very important piece of legislation? Why not take the time to properly get educated on the technology, have a panel of experts in crypto, in blockchain tech, teach about the technology so that they can make educated legislation, not just ram something through at the last minute because, we have to get this bill passed, we have to get it passed. And then it's a lot harder to repeal something that's passed than to fix something before it gets passed. So why not just shelf this and say, okay, well, we're going to work on this for the next few months, but we do plan on revisiting it again. Right?
Well, it just seems like I said, like some kind of quick money grab to me. And what if, during the time that those folks were growing up, there was a lot of innovation happening in the United States around technology, the first moon launch and all of these other things. What if we had a government that wasn't supportive of that or saw, some way to throw a monkey wrench into it? Then we wouldn't have been wouldn't have had the moon landing. This is how important this technology is. It is a new digital, a new class, asset class, but look at all of the things that you can accomplish with the blockchain. It's absolutely amazing. If you've looked into artificial intelligence, if you looked into what they can use it for in medicine and genomic therapies. I mean, the list is endless to the applications for blockchains, and it's like they're killing this new technology before it even gets started, and the United States is going to be on the losing end of that.
Yeah, it's going to push the industry out of the U.S., push the innovation out, and we will be left behind. I mean, I think that's the consensus amongst people that are invested in crypto, professionals in the industry. Everyone is, regardless of how they feel about taxes, or other things that are in the bill, I think everyone shares that opinion that if this wording isn't fixed, we will get left behind because compliance will be very, very difficult.
I've read that in most articles that I've been looking at. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go on,
Jen. Huge Warren fan. Yeah, I was. So
Oh no, I was just
Did
going to
you
say
finish?
most articles that I've read. I must be getting a delay. I'm sorry.
It's good. You're good. Go ahead, girl.
No, I was going to agree with Allison and just say that most articles that I've read about regulations, it seems like one of the hugest concerns is that it's going to just push crypto out of the United States and, send it elsewhere. And that is kind of scary. We should keep it here at home. We should have the innovation here and the bright minds working on it here.
I totally agree. I thought Elizabeth Warren was definitely one of those bright minds. I'm really hoping that, everybody made the call to their senators. If you haven't done that, please do so. It's really important. I know crypto thrives on being anonymous, but in this particular instance, we're going to have to rise up and challenge this. Otherwise, all of us are going to be losers. If they could only see the face of crypto, or people like us. And I'm going to share, really briefly. Before I found crypto, I was struggling. I'm generation X, but damn, I've been through, tuitions. I've, gone through with the, I want to call them depressions. And I think a whole lot of us, especially people of color, did not recover very well. I'm still feeling like I'm playing catch up 10 years later. And when I found crypto, I finally felt like I saw a light at the end of the tunnel, and that I could finally kind of put my head up and say I have a chance to come out of the struggle. And now it seems like a lot of people felt that way. And now all of a sudden they want to regress us to take everything back, all the gains. And from what I'm understanding that's in the actual legislation, it looks like if you're making passive income, if you have nodes, they want to lump everybody together into one category and make it a very broad category, not differentiate between you or maybe even an exchange if you happen to own or hold nodes. And that's kind of scary. We already know that we were already a little bit nervous about taxes, but now, kind of lump this into it. I don't know. When I said that I wanted regulation, I think we all were talking about as far as making it easier for the consumer. All of us have, maybe if you've been around in crypto for a while, you've experienced rug pulls, or people that are not so honest in the crypto space. And I was looking for legislation that was going to protect us, but not suppress us.
Well, the problem with this is what's going on right now is it's not just making it hard to comply. It's almost impossible. I mean, it's straight out impossible in some stances. Node operators, we can't KYC anyone. Who are we going to KYC? How's that even work? Even for miners, what about developers? That's the problem. It's going to be a ban. It's going to result in a ban, or we're going to get shut down. We're not going to be able to do our job. I'll be in the Caymans. You know what I mean? Because I love crypto. This is going to be my job. I want to continue to do it, and I don't blame companies for not wanting to do business in the U.S. Yep. They're not going to want to do business here.
Yeah,
they're not going to want to do business here. They won't be able to.
Right. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see the Charles Hoskins. I don't want to call it a rant, but it sort of was. And he talked very expressively about this regulation, the coming down, and what he thought the impact might be on crypto. And he's very passionate about us, coming together, putting aside tribalism. No matter if you're a Bitcoin maxi, an Ethereum maxi, whatever the case may be, none of that matters. We all have to come together now and fight this in whatever way that we can. I'm going to read, I see a comment from Draco here. He says, as the government, why not embrace technology and future applications involving finance? This is an example of them really being fearful of what they don't understand. They're not even trying to understand. So that's the issue, is that why don't they call commissions for everything else? Why don't they sit down with some folks that are experts in the field, sit down with some heads of these exchanges, sit down with some regular people just like us. If this isn't a way to help lift people out of poverty, especially women and people of color, I don't know what is. They should be talking to us about what needs to happen, not just pushing something through. We're supposed to be a government of the people and for the people, but we don't act much like it. Any other comments on regulation before we move on?
I think we kind of just have to wait and see they're still on the floor
And
now.
I think you said, Allie, that they're actually doing this live right now on the infrastructure bill, and part of this is being aired live on camera. People can kind of go along.
Yeah, it's most likely on C-SPAN. The live stream that I was watching happened to be on YouTube, but most debates, most votes are live on C-SPAN. Everyone has that on their cable, I'm assuming. If not, you just go to C-SPAN. I think it's like cspan.org. It's probably also on the C-SPAN YouTube.
Hey, but let everybody keep an eye on it because it's really important. And if you haven't taken the time to call your legislator, please do. Please do. It's very easy to Google. Everybody has numbers that are public. When you get through and, when you're talking, you're not going to most likely get to talk to them. If you're really lucky, you will. But most likely you'll talk to some aide. So you don't want to be angry or hostile. You want to be intelligent and calm. State your case. My name is, I'm from wherever it is that you're from. And then really talk about this legislation as it relates to crypto, how you'd like to see it go, and that you're very concerned with the direction that it's going. And if you have, if you've benefited from it in any way in terms of the human interest part of that, please be able to share that. And then thank you for your time. Please make sure the senator, they're going to ask if you want the senator to contact you. You can say yes or no at that point, but and say yeah, and see if you get the call. But definitely make sure that you make the call.
Sorry, Corey. 20 minutes ago, Ted Cruz tweeted.
Should be 20 minutes.
Excuse me. The Senate is on the verge of passing legislation that would be terrible for cryptocurrency. The infrastructure deal contains dangerous, in all caps, provisions that would devastate crypto and blockchain innovation. Supporters of crypto need to make their voices heard. Right now, supporters of crypto and blockchain are losing this fight that will define crypto's future. That's why I'm proud to co-sponsor the Wyden Loomis Toomey crypto amendment. It's a major improvement over what is the underlying bill and must pass amendment. Given the major flaws in the underlying bill's unworkable and devastating provision, I also filed a separate amendment to strike the whole thing in the event a bipartisan deal cannot be reached. We have to act now to stop this.
And this really isn't about partisanship at all. This is affecting all of us, whatever your political leanings are. And if you're in crypto, it doesn't matter. We all got to come together now, and put our support behind those senators who are asking for this not to be pushed through and asking for reconsideration. It's really important. All right, ladies, let's go on to talk about what your favorite crypto projects are right now. I know that we have little articles. I'm going to attempt to share my screen again. If there's a delay, that's okay. It's going to be all right. I'm going to go to the screen. Most notably, I want to talk about the Chainlink partnership with AccuWeather, which is really interesting to me. Again, another example of how the blockchain and crypto can be used.
All right, so AccuWeather announced that they're going to be launching a Chainlink node, and they're not the first. They're not the first to do this. Chainlink already has 2 such projects that have already launched, and they work with crop insurance. But first, AccuWeather's Global Weather Center announced it recently, just in the last couple of days, So they can supply and sell AccuWeather's data directly to smart contract applications
Which
running on numerous
product was that?
blockchains, as well as
Sorry, I missed
what's that? What's that? Sorry, your sound is cutting out. So it can supply and sell AccuWeather's data directly to smart contract applications running on numerous blockchains, as well as cryptographically signing their data so users know it's from AccuWeather's API. The other companies are Arbel and Etherisk that deal with the weather, and they deal with farming insurance. So it's for farming insurance. So this is pretty interesting. It was a big week as far as announcements for Chainlink. There was a couple of things that came out this week.
Okay.
I think Corey's having some technical difficulties. So let's keep it moving. And hopefully she'll come back into the stream. Okay, so Moneybags, did you have any other news that you wanted to talk about, or should we just move on to our favorite projects or things that we're watching this week?
Okay, so Chainlink, they made another announcement. This one was a pretty big one. Like I said, it was a pretty big week for Chainlink. So they announced their upcoming launch of the cross-chain interoperability protocol, CCIP. So what they're proposing is a universal connection between hundreds of blockchain networks. So it's a bridge. Alongside that announcement of CCIP, they also announced the launch of a programmable token bridge that makes use of CCIP. Excuse me. And it's automated smart contract services, keepers. So CCIP, there's two measures at the core of the Chainlink's bridge design. First, it's an upgrade to Chainlink's off-chain reporting, OCR 2.0. And that overhauls the way that Chainlink Oracle nodes pull data, reduces costs, increases the number of quality nodes validating the network. Now the enterprises running its nodes is on the rise. T-Systems, you guys know what T-Systems is?
I do
They're
not
behind,
know.
yeah, they're
No.
behind T-Mobile. So that's
Oh,
really
okay.
massive.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yep. All right. And then the second, they
That's
had an
really
introduction of risk management in the form of a feature called anti-fraud network, or anti-fraud DON. Those network nodes are completely separate, and they don't control any of the funds. It just sits parallel to the bridge. It monitors every transaction, every single movement, to every single on-chain activity, and even has certain off-chain activity to decide if the bridge should continue to operate. So it basically does risk management. The keepers that I mentioned earlier on.
I only have a little bag of Chainlink. I don't have a lot of Chainlink. But congrats to the Chainlink army up there. The Chainlink Marines, right? They call them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Chainlink on sale right now? What's it looking like?
I was
price-wise?
surprised that the price did not move with all the announcements that they had the other day.
Yeah, and there's actually more announcements. I just I didn't want to make it all about Chainlink. I mean, it could have been, though, with the amount of news that came out this week. It really could have been.
Yeah, it looks like it's sitting at $24.36 right now.
That's crazy.
It looks like it's taken a couple of dips, and it's got a little green candle there. So it looks like it still might be on sale. Still might be a great grab for somebody to make, especially before it starts to shoot up with all of the wonderful announcements that they've had this week. So they got AccuWeather. They got some kind of thing going on with T-Mobile. What else is there? What else is going on?
Let's see. Well, there was a partnership announced for AWS. AWS and Chainlink are going to be working together.
That's big.
And the Amazon Web Service,
Yes.
in case
Yep.
anybody didn't know what AFS was. Anything else going on with the link?
Yeah, well, to explain what Keepers is, that's their second big announcement. So it's a service designed to enable ever smarter contracts. Now, that's already being used on Aave, Pool Together, and Banker, which is kind of massive. These functions that can be automated include executing limit orders, minting tokens when reserves increase, harvesting yield from vaults, and liquidating uncollateralized loans.
Yeah, I got a comment in Danny Carney. Shout out to you. He says Chainlink seems to partner with everyone, and that's true.
Yeah.
They have a lot of huge partnerships, which makes for it's a tokenomics. So if you're and we got Bitcoin, we got Ethereum. Nobody knows what number 3 is going to end up being. Chain might be a contender. Remember, we're not advisors. We're just sharing our own personal experiences with you guys and talking about the news, so you can make those choices for yourself. But if you don't have Link, it might be a good idea to get some. And then I have a comment from Big Dallas. Shout out to you. He says Link was about $17 a month ago. During Bitcoin's high, it was around 52%. So it's one of those coins that definitely has not realized its full potential. Like Dot, which one of my favorite projects. You could get Dot a couple of weeks ago for like $7. The Dot was I never thought to see. So there's some pretty amazing sales going on, but things look like they're rising. And even in light of the regulation, it doesn't appear the market is really reacting in a negative way as yet. Of course, that certainly could change if this gets pushed through. But at this point in time, Bitcoin's doing great. Ethereum got to 3,000 today. So I mean, really, really good news all around. So go Chainlink Marines. I saw an article, you guys, in Miami. Miami is like super crypto friendly, and getting ready to do something in Miami. You want to share what that is in money?
Okay,
Money
so
B, you
back
still
in
there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. So
Yeah,
back in
now we can.
June 2nd, the Miami mayor tweeted about Miami coin being the first city coin ever to be launched. And that's what happened. So Miami has its own coin now. Patrick Stanley's the founder and CEO of City Coins. They're the project behind Miami coin. Miami coin's being the first ever city coin, and it's entirely programmable.
Miami just had that huge crypto conference a couple of months back. If you guys remember that, there's a couple of cities that are really taking the crypto thing to heart. They understand the potential in this, and they're really wanting to adopt it. It's going to be interesting to see how the regulation affects that, or if states will be given the right to be a bit sovereign in terms of what they decide and how they're going to treat folks who hold crypto. Maybe we won't have to move out of the country. Maybe we can just all move to Miami. That would be fun, right?
Yeah, I think I was just saying that last night. It's such a stark contrast to what's going on right now in Congress. I mean, you have Miami they're completely embracing it, and then on the other hand, it's being snuffed out, or at least attempted to be snuffed out anyway.
Oh my God, yeah.
And what they're doing though, with the Miami coin is really cool, because what's being mining started a couple weeks ago. Actually, maybe just a week ago, August 3rd. it was activated. So you can mine it, and 30% of the proceeds goes to a wallet. And Miami, the city of Miami, owns that wallet, and they can put that towards infrastructure, building bridges, fixing roads, and utilizing that. And then the 70% of it that's left over goes to the miners. I just found it really interesting, especially what's going on right now, that we have somebody in this country that's actually embracing it and making use of it. I don't know. It's just it's something.
When you said the
Well,
coin,
I'm sorry, Jen, go ahead.
Hi, Jen.
I'm sorry. I was just going to ask if when you said the coin was programmable, what does that mean?
1 second.
Sorry, I've just never really heard that before. So I was just curious.
Okay, so what I think that he's referencing is the CEO of CityCoins. Is he's saying that it can actually be considered as a developer platform for cities. So being the first ever.
Got it.
And that's what he means by programmable, I guess.
Being like the pioneer of it.
Yeah, I guess that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
I mean, it's saying that applications can be easily built on top of it. So depending on what the application is, it can be built on the city coin. But I'm thinking, that they're starting with Miami coin. I think we're going to see other coins come out, and it should be pretty interesting if this keeps going.
It is. It's exciting.
It beats the hell out of them raising money with like tickets, like traffic camera tickets. I mean, I just got a freaking ticket in a camera ticket in DC that was like $100. That's so annoying. It's the most annoying thing. So if they're raising money to help the city's coffers that way, as opposed to everybody, that's a kind of a everybody wins scenario, because the miners get paid. If you hold it, it's probably going to have some value, and then it helps the city. I mean, again, another great application for blockchain.
I think it's fantastic.
And
I really do.
Miami here. Well, that's okay. I didn't hear you, but I think it was a good thing. So Miami coin in Miami City, and I've seen that the mayor on several times. He's a pretty smart guy, and he knows what the direction of the future is. He can see it, and he's embracing it and taking the city with him. I know the state of Wyoming is another friendly crypto state, and I'm sure that there are. So, I guess we're going to just have to wait and see how all of this plays out and how it's going to impact those folks who see the wave of the future and are embracing it. I know we had some other news about this is actually we're going to kind of move into crypto trends, since we've talked about some of our favorite projects and what's happening on that front, especially with Chainlink, who had the really big announcements this week. But there are some trends that have kind of really been taking over the crypto news lately. And everybody knows what those are. And they're NFTs. NFTs have been everywhere. They've been taking over the whole crypto scene, and they've been making some big profits for some people. I recently heard that one of the crypto punks, which is an NFT project, sold for like 3.3 million pretty recently. And I know there are other projects like that. What are some of you guys' favorite NFT project or things that you've heard about that are happening in the news with NFTs?
Well, the favorite project that I'm in right now is Lonely Alien Space Club. The community is very strong. That Discord, there's always things going on. There's games, chatting. A couple of times a week, they have a DJ in there that doesn't suck, who's decent, DJ Astro. They're always doing competitions and giveaways, and they're going to be dropping planets to everyone that owns an alien. So if you own one alien, you get one planet. And then they're also going to be coming out with a coin on top of that, which they're still figuring out the specifics on the coin. I really like that one. It's fun. I like NFTs a lot because they are fun and pretty much everyone can understand them.
Almost.
What are some other? Yeah, you're getting there. You're doing great, Jen.
I'll get there.
A project that I'm looking forward to. It comes out tomorrow. It's called Glue Factory. Because I think it's pushing the envelope of entertainment and how what's the word I'm looking for? Not spectators, but not how viewers can interact with the entertainment. Like you can actually own a piece of the entertainment. So if you get a horse NFT from Glue Factory, every time that your horse is on the series, you will get paid. I think that that's really cool, and it's an exciting direction. It seems to be something. Stoner Cats, everyone knows that was out, that came out last week. That was massive. It also pushes the boundaries of entertainment, and could it be the way that Netflix is in the future? Who knows? It's an experiment, and it's live, and there's been some mistakes, and they are willing to admit them. One of the biggest being the drop itself. Thousands of ETH was lost in that drop and failed transactions, and I have to give them credit where credit is due. They are going to be reimbursing failed transactions, so that's a really big deal. And unfortunately, I think that investors may start to take that as some sort of precedent, because I was watching another drop this week, COVID Punks. And there was 2 COVID Punks, by the way. There was 2 projects, one with only 300. And then I've seen people call the second COVID Punks, which has 10,000, the Delta variant COVID Punks. I don't think that's very accurate. I think people were just like making a joke about it. But that drop was also similarly a disaster in terms of failed transactions. And some of the people in there were pretty aggressive with demanding that they get their failed transaction, that they get that gas back. Stoner Cats is doing it. You need to do it. You need to make us right. It was really something to witness.
I know
the dev
I lost
team,
only $100 on that drop myself. So if the money came back, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I'm not expecting that to happen. I was just like, if there were so many people trying to get in on that drop, it was ludicrous. And I think I did three transactions, and between the 3 transactions, I lost about $100 in gas fees. London Hard Fork didn't mean anything much as far as lowering gas fees. Not that it was meant to be, but that's never fun to have those failed transactions and still have to pay the gas fees.
It was supposed to help with knowing what to expect in terms of gas fees. Yeah, I think that somewhere along the line, the narrative was picked up that it was going to lower gas fees. That's not actually accurate, as we all see. I was watching Wendy O, who I really like, and she had someone on the other day, and I really should have wrote, it may have been yesterday, actually. I should have written down his name, so I do apologize. But he had mentioned a website that sounds really cool that I wanted to tell everyone about. I'm going to test it right now. I think that it's called TX Street. Let me see.
Yeah, it's Transaction Street. Yeah, the little South Park guys. That's my jam.
Yeah. How did I not know that this was even a thing?
Oh, it's fantastic. I
What
spend
does
way
it
too much
do?
time looking at that.
Yeah, it's so great. Okay, so there's people and that look like Moneybag said, they look like South Park characters, and then there's buses, and the people represent the transactions, the buses represent blocks being completed, and then there's a line that looks like a caution tape, and that has 75,000 people waiting that don't want to pay the highest gas. So sometimes you'll see them jump from like behind the caution tape into where the other people are. That's clearly people that have sped up their transaction. But it's just fascinating to watch this move in real time. And you can see the next time your transaction gets stuck as pending, there's 75,000 other people waiting. So you might want to speed it up if you have the money. Otherwise, well, I mean, this thing, you just keep scrolling and there's just more and more people waiting. It's wild. But I just wanted to tell everyone about it because I just found out about it. So I need to play around with it more, but I think it's really cool. That was just related to the EIP 1559.
On the low, it was like 0.03 ETH to mint some of these drops, which is right about $89-$90, and it costs almost as much in gas fees as it does to mint. So be aware that when you're on these drops, and with gas fees being what they are, London hard fork be damned, didn't make a difference as far as gas prices are concerned. That have to have the ETH ready in your wallet if you're going to do that with the NFTs. I learned that lesson too the hard way. You have to have like enough to mint and more than enough to deal with gas fees. So just a hint, if you're going to get into NFT game, you got to be ready because there's a lot of fierce competition.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to be responding to someone in the comments, but I guess I will just say I was going to be responding to Arj. He said that a lot of older NFT projects are gaining traction, like curio cards and crypto art. This is very true. And the most recent Gary V podcast, which I started listening to today, and I got sidetracked, so I hadn't finished it. It was talking about the importance of projects from 2017. And they are all catching on. Like, I think we see record numbers with CryptoPunks. And then there's another one I'm seeing people talk about on Twitter, Mooncats. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm fairly certain it's called Mooncats. These are all, the floor is it's ridiculous. It's only whales in there or people that have held it since 2017. I know that I certainly cannot afford to get in those projects, but you know what? That's okay because there's tons of new stuff coming out every day. Sometimes it can be difficult to weed through. I don't want to call it junk because I couldn't make an NFT project if I tried, but to weed through the thousands of projects that are dropped a week. I think that if someone were to ask me, how do you do that? How do you find good projects? I think the number one piece of advice that I would give is find something that you like, that is aesthetically pleasing to you. There's different types of NFTs with different utility, but in terms of avatar projects, most of them don't have utility. Try to seek out ones that do, like Bored Apes Yacht Club. That's becoming a whole massive scene in itself, and it's an elite club at this point. Try to find things like that.
If you can afford one, I'm so happy for you. I would. That's one of the projects that I would have loved to have gotten in on, and they recently had like kind of an offshoot of that. If people saw the Jenkins the Valet, and that NFT drop got bought out in minutes.
It's incredible. We both were like texting each other. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you transact?
Did you get it? I probably lost some gas fees on that one too. But I mean, we got to try. It is what it is.
I mean, that project itself is really incredible. And I'm going to go ahead and call it like groundbreaking. It's something that I think everyone in the community is watching. The writer's room, I'm sorry, I do not know the names of the people in charge of the project. I did not write them down. They're going to be writing a book with apes, and they sold NFTs. There were tickets, valets, yachts, depending on what you got when you picked the NFT. And it should be noted that they were all revealed at the same time. So normally when you buy an NFT, you can hop over to OpenSea and you can see it right away, unless it's stated otherwise. I'm just checking if everyone's still here because I see that Corey dropped out. Can anyone confirm that?
I hear you.
My face dropped
Okay.
out, but I'm still here. My face dropped out. My camera is like doing what it wants to do right now. So it is what it is. But the show must go on. Y'all, as long as y'all can hear me, then that just means that your beautiful face will be the one on screen.
That's so awkward. It's so awkward. Okay.
I can get on, Allison, but nobody's going to appreciate that. I'm camping right now, so it's not the best look at the moment.
Yeah, so based on which NFT you got from the Jinx of LA drop, you had votes. You could determine the direction that the book is written. Like you have impact on the direction of the book. And also they have a goal for Guinness Book of World Records. They'd like to get as many author credits as possible on a single book. So I think that they're going to achieve that. I'm trying to think of some other NFT projects that are really cool. Last night I got into something called let me just make sure.
I don't want her to.
You look cute. I like your glasses.
I feel bad. I'm like, oh, she's up there all alone. I'll take the sacrifice for it.
Oh, so
you're such a star. Such a star. Thank you. There's another project called let me just check my Twitter. I bought into it last night. I think it's called the Cute Pig Club.
Oh, that was so cute, though. It really was.
It is. They are cute for sure, but they are a bit different. That they have some utility to them. They're trying to do something different. It's an avatar project, yes, of course, but they are trying to do something different. They have some utility, like a DeFi aspect to the NFT itself. So members will be, this is after the project sells out 100% though. It's still, as of like noon, the project was still minting. I'd say there was about 1,000 left, but there, after 100% mint, each month, 20% royalty will be used to reward Cute Pig Club holders based on holding time and the rarity of your pig. The longer you hold and the rarer your pig, the more reward you get. And their own coin, CNFT, will be released as a reward, and it will be sent to holders' wallets automatically each month. And once that happens, you'll be able to go to the website reward page and claim your reward at any time. And having your own token opens the door to endless opportunities, including rewards for all NFT holders, ability to use token to buy NFTs, gaming, blah, blah, blah. Also, they're considering some airdrops, and they are taking the community's input on that, whether it be dropping additional pigs or friends of pigs, or even a barn. So yeah, there's a decent community in there. They're active. I think this just started minting yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I have 3 pigs. I will be keeping
when I
2 that.
When I checked it before, I think it was like they had 10,000 in. I think when I looked at it, that was this morning. There were probably about 1,000. I don't know what it looked like right now, but that's what it was. And what's the name? Tell us the name of that project again.
It's Cute Pig Club. And then
so Cute Pig, check that out. Be on the lookout.
Yeah. So back to what to look for in a project. Besides trying to wade through and make sure that there's some sort of utility, if there's no utility, then please at least love it. If this way, if the project goes to zero, and we all know any project can go to zero at any time, at least you like the NFT that you have. I was having a long conversation with Jen about NFTs, and that's what I said to her.
Yes.
Like, try to find things that you find aesthetically pleasing and that you're comfortable holding if they go to zero. I mean, of course, we'd all like to make a profit, but if it goes to zero, you can at least say, well, I have this cute image on my phone, and a lot of them you have derivative rights. So you could print that, you could hang it up on the wall, you could create an entire new piece of art with it. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can mash up with let's say I'm in another project called Long Necky Ladies. It's by a 12-year-old named Nyla, who is such a little superstar. She's 12, and she dropped this collection of 3,333 long necky ladies. And the reason that they have such long necks is because when she was younger, she used to like this show. I think it's called Dan the Dinosaur or Danny the Dinosaur. And the dinosaur was a Brontosaurus Rex, I think, that has the long neck. And so she was just really inspired by that when she started drawing the long necky ladies, and now they all have long necks. But that was her inspiration for it. That's just a side note, like how did they get long necks or whatever. So this girl's 12, and she found someone to help her make this collection that she dropped on her own. It's literally her and her mom. They're rock stars. This collection dropped the same day as Stoner Cats, the same day as World of Women, and she sold it out before World of Women. She sold it out in 10 hours. She's 12, and she's just so talented and awesome. And Gary Vee was tweeting about it. He's bought some. The president of Time Magazine has bought some. Art Chick bought some. Like, a lot of big people in the community have picked up this project, and they're trying to support her. There is another artist that's rising on OpenSea. His name is Gabe Weiss. He's already done 3 derivative works, mashing up his style of art, which I would say is cubism, with Nyla's, and all of them one of them sold out in 1 minute. He's dropping them in pieces of 50 each. New work that he does has 50 pieces in it. One sold out in 1 minute. One was like 5 minutes. They're all selling out, and it's crazy. The community's strong, and I feel if that goes to zero, you know what? I don't. By the way, I do not think it's going to zero. Please take a look at it. Nyla is really cool, and the floor is still affordable to get into this project. I think that she's really going places, and the best part about it is she's creating an entire NFT space for kids, and where they can come in there with their parents and learn, and how, if they're artists, they can come and learn how they can do projects of their own. There's an artist that's giving art lessons. She's just like a really special kid, and I'm really happy to be involved in this project. But again, back to find something you find aesthetically pleasing. If it goes to zero, I'm totally comfortable with that. I think those are the biggest things, like when looking at NFT projects. But I could go on and on. I feel like I'm taking over the conversation, but NFTs are awesome. Tomorrow, the Glue Factory drops. There's going to be Gas Wars. Take a look at it.
Yes. In our conversation, the biggest thing, I wrote a bunch of notes from when we talked, but you kept saying, you're like, find something that you love, because even if it becomes, not worth anything to sell, it's like it's buying a piece of art. It's having something that you like, that you personally enjoy. But I mean, It sounds like the NFTs are just literally gaining traction and taking off. So I'm sure, they're just gonna, even the one that you like won and stuff, it's like they're exploding right now. It's crazy.
Oh, let's not talk about that one. But yes, it is. It's really exciting. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, I think that the metaverse, we're so close. We're just so close to that taking off as well. And you have like Luxo, that's dropping things that can be used in the metaverse. And another one, and I don't know, Moneybags, maybe you can correct me or someone else on the stream. Is it Rect Effects? I don't even know how to say it. Anyway, they have wearable stuff that now you can, let's say you buy some sneakers. They're not cheap, by the way. You buy them, you get the actual sneakers, but you're also getting the NFT, and you can wear them into Central Land or wherever you go. We're so close to wearables being commonplace. Or like if you go to Nordstrom and you buy an expensive pair of shoes, like Louis Vuittons, then you'll get an NFT with them. They're luxury goods. And I don't even think it'll be that. I think it'll be like Nike sneaker, everything's going to, it also fights, what is the word I'm looking for? That's a huge problem in luxury goods. Can anyone help me out? Because my mind's drawing a blank. Knockoff
Like
goods.
Counterfeits?
You talking about counterfeits?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you, Arj, for he has posted in the chat. I was calling it Rect Effect Studios. That's not what it's called. It's in the chat. It's RTFKT Studios. They're really cool. And there's a lot of utility, and Luxo is going to be doing huge things, and it might be like $7 right now. Maybe it's higher. I haven't looked at it today, but it is under the radar for a lot of people. The advisory team there is incredible. I don't know if anyone in the chat or anyone on this stream has ever heard of the website called High Snobiety. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I always get tongue-tied. It's really big with sneakerheads and just in like streetwear world. And they also talk about more high-end goods and society too. There's all sorts of stuff on there. But the guy that created that site, he's on the advisory board. Chanel, Burberry, I think maybe even someone from Coach. It's just an incredible team. And I'm not saying that everyone should go invest in it. This is not financial advice, but definitely just check it out. Like, they're doing some really cool things. And there's just a lot of cool projects. Try not to get overwhelmed and just find things that you like. I'm very excited about the metaverse personally, and looking forward to flipping some NFT projects so that I can buy some wearables for the metaverse.
Let's kind of back up a little bit since you segued into the metaverse for people who may not know what the metaverse is, but it's basically virtual alternate. If anyone here has watched the movie Ready Player One, haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. It's a good flick. It's probably on Netflix, even as we speak. But check it out, Ready Player One. So Ready Player One, picture that movie actually being bought into the world. There's this whole virtual reality where people can choose avatars and live out a different life. And we're actually practically there. We've kind of been moving toward that with the end of Oculus and the 3D reality technology being invented. But everybody wants to get in on the metaverse. It seems like Facebook is taking a big leadership role in actually building this out. There's a lot of other companies and crypto tokens that are coming up. Yeah, I know you have opinions about that for sure. But the metaverse is a reality. It's coming. That's a good trend to be looking toward moving forward in terms of crypto and who's supporting that. Who's the first mover? If people here have heard of Meta Hero, if you haven't heard about that, check that token out. They're a first mover in the space. They've actually patented some technology that will actually send organic people and or inanimate objects into the metaverse. Cool. It looks like they'll be setting up, I don't know what you call it. It would be stations, I guess you could go into, pay to be scanned into the metaverse. Pretty cool stuff. So check out MetaHero. They have a website, metahero.io. And that's a token definitely very bullish on moving forward and seeing what's happening with metaverse stuff. Coca-Cola is getting into this and add like Coke machines that they can put done up digitally.
So
And a
excited.
lot of the designers like had a whole slew of NFTs. So it's going to be really exciting. So definitely be checking for that, folks. All right, Allie, I know you got something to say about Facebook and the metaverse. Or are you going to keep that? Are you going to keep that opinion to yourself?
No, I'm very comfortable talking about it. Sorry about that noise in the background. My dog just jumped on the couch and it had a little fan here and she knocked it over. Yeah, I don't think that we should support whatever metaverse Mark Zuckerberg is creating. He's done enough damage in this world. He's sold enough of our data. He's almost caused wars in places like Myanmar. And now we're going to make an entire universe, and but he's just going to be King Mark of the metaverse. No, the metaverse is, it should be by the people, for the people. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that, because just like NFTs, I could go on a whole tangent about it, but don't support the Facebook metaverse. Maybe some people that don't know that there's other metaverses that exist now or will exist in the next few years. Maybe that metaverse is okay for them, but just count on all of your data. Every single thing about you is going to be sold, and just go hang out in Decentraland or somewhere else, or this Meta Hero project, which I'm not really familiar with that one, but yeah, go hang out there, or Sandbox, or wherever you want to go. Star Atlas. There's so many. Star Atlas is like a metaverse game, I think, that's coming out on Solana. I don't know too much about it, but the graphics look really cool. And I also saw something called Starlink. That looks cool as well. There's just so many options. There's going to be a place for everyone. And without mentioning what the world is going through at this time, we all know what's out there and around. So we've been staying home a little more than we normally would, or maybe not traveling as much and not seeing our friends. These are places you can go. It's not the same, I get it, but you could still have like social interactions. And I think it's going to become more and more popular. If you look in places like Asia and Japan, these things have already been popular. They're years ahead of us. It's already commonplace. So I think we're going to be finding more and more Westerners are going to be going to their local bar at Decentraland, or their favorite music venue or a comedy club, because those things are propping up all the time. In Boson Protocol, they bought the biggest plot in I don't know if it was Decentraland or Metaverse history, but it was a significant amount of money, perhaps $7 million, and maybe even 70 or 7. It was 7-something million dollars. Okay, 700, something like that. But they're building like a mall, and they're going to be selling physical goods in their plot. Yeah, okay, maybe someone else should just talk now, because I don't have my facts right. But
yeah, there was an NFT. It was a 259 parcel virtual estate in Decentraland, and it sold for more than $900,000.
Whoa,
so that's nuts. That's a lot. Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And as far as like, I agree with you, Allie, with Zuckerberg. What would be scary for me, based on how he ran Facebook, is you go into his metaverse, right? And then you play around for a little while, and then you go to sleep. I could see this dude trying to figure out a way to sell our Avies on the black market while we sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. I can totally see that. That's what I would be afraid of. So maybe they could come out with like wallets to where we could keep our Avies safe. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's just how I see the dude.
He'll definitely find a way to monetize it, and he will not be sharing the profits with the rest of us. So there's a whole lot of metaverse projects that are upcoming that have figured out ways to share profit. I know VR, one of them, Live Peer, Chile's, all of those coins. Look into those coins because they have ways to share some of the revenue from social media with folks who are invested in them. So there's more, I'm sure, that are coming. So the metaverse is not just going to be about Facebook, and you can find ways to participate and to profit. And we'll be about that trend more and more. We're at the 1 hour mark, ladies. So does anybody have any parting words or parting thoughts they want to share about crypto trends or anything else that may be on your heart right now?
Just reading one of the comments in here.
I hear silence.
I really don't know if I'm on a delay.
Try that again.
I'm so sorry if I'm interrupting anyone. No, I see one of the comments that the first NFT that somebody had bought was the NBA Top Shot, which is so funny because that's what Draco and we got into it back in like February-ish. And that was like our first experience with NFTs, actually. And it was, you buy your little pack for like $9 or whatever they are. And sometimes they'd sell for like 15. It was like, ooh, we made a couple dollars off of these. And then talking about these like crypto NFTs that are, are selling for like tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's just so funny. But I read that comment. It made me laugh because we did the same thing. NBA Top Shot was our first NFT experience as well.
I think VV was my first NFT experience. I got the DeLorean drop. I got the ultra rare, and I thought I was really doing something. And then today, I have to say, I got the ultra rare Spider-Man. So I'm like super happy about that. I got one. So VV is another rule. They just need to figure out how you can put your NFTs on something other than their marketplace. Like put it on OpenSea, or I know people are doing it on eBay, but it's not cool that you can't put it on OpenSea.
I think that maybe they're like a little ahead of their time. They released the app, which we all know it's in beta. The app has some issues. It's not ready for public use yet. But I think it's it was released a little ahead of its time. And hopefully they'll continue improving on it. But when our own Dan Carney, who's a mod in the group that we are in, he had mentioned that he had gone back and he was doing more research on Ecomi. It prompted me to look at some things too. And I saw a video where they're building their own metaverse as well. So hang on to those NFTs that you get from VV because you're going to be able to use them. And it sounds like it's going to be cool. Like all these companies are still building. So we just have to try to be a little bit patient. And I just noticed that the lamp in your background, Corey, has a Bitcoin sticker on it. And it took me like all this time to notice that.
Yes, that's I know it's like blurry because it's how much natural light making this one like really blurred out. But yes, I put my little Bitcoin sticker up there. I did.
Love it.
Also, it's important to mention, which I think most of us that are invested in Ecomi did know this already, but we haven't mentioned it. Once again, our valuable member of our community has pointed out in the live chat that VV will be moving to Ethereum. So yeah, that's cool. Maybe you'll be able to put it on OpenSea, Corey.
Yeah, and Danny Carney, shout out to him. He's saying, get OMI tokens now. OMI token is the token of VV while they are what they are, because that's one of the coins for 2022 that we're expecting to really go places. So start stacking your OMI bags.
Not financial advice. Just take a look. I had to add that.
Not financial advice. I have to say that. Money B. What good, girl? You want the shirt? Having some issues with her microphone, but that's okay. I do want to thank everyone who joined us and who was here, supported us during our first news live stream. We will be coming to you with daily news starting on Monday at 8 p.m. time on this channel. So make sure that you stay tuned. We'll coming to you with news, with trends, with crypto tips, and all of that good stuff. And so support us there. I'm going to link our Cryptonairz.com, and that's Cryptonairz with a Z instead of an S on the end. in the comment section or in the description so that you can join our Discord group where you can chat with all of us ladies on the daily. If you enter the coupon code STRONG50, you're going to get 50% off of the I believe it's the Super Bowl membership, correct? If you use that coupon STRONG50, if you go to crypto.com and click on the Discord link to join, Jen?
I was going to say, I believe it's all caps, the word strong, with 50. I don't think the lowercase works, but I could be mistaken.
Grant has just typed it in the lower chat.
Oh, there we go.
50, all caps, yeah.
You got it.
All memberships are 50% off forever.
So join us on our Discord, go to the website.
No, it's not.
Yeah, all memberships, 50% off forever. He's typed it there. So be a part of our family. We have these discussions on the daily in the Discord. We have a great family that everybody's full. It's a safe place for you to be, especially if you're a woman or a new person to crypto. There's no weird vibes, people trying to date you. Any of that stuff is just all crypto common. We have fun. We just have fun in there. That's what we do. So love to have you be part of our family. And thank you for joining us today. And we will see everybody again on Monday night at 8 p.m. for the next Crypto Ladies of Crypto. Cryptonairz, Ladies of Crypto, which just stands for, that's what CLOC stands for. We'll see you on the next Around the Clock broadcast Monday at 8 p.m. Thanks for joining us. Thank all of our beautiful co-hosts.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.